Hey, I'm Todd from Johnson Auto Body, and today we're going to talk about some trends in the auto body industry. Short-term, long-term, all sorts of stuff. Short-term, seems like more and more manufacturers getting more into more electronics, more sensors, more things that have to be calibrated on your car. So, newer your car, you get in an accident, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff at the end there that's got to be recalibrated. So in the next few years, they're supposed to start switching those over to a lot that can be calibrated themselves, because it's a really expensive process on the end to get all the sensors recalibrated. Last week we had one that was it was like $1,500 to have the front end sensors all recalibrated after an accident. There was like parking sensors, there's radar that's, tells you the distance to the next car for that smart collision avoidance stuff. Then there's other ones in the there's more cameras up by the mirror that do all the lane control things on your cars. So whenever anything's tampered with, if you even get an alignment, you're supposed to recalibrate all of that stuff. So we have to double check, make sure what the manufacturers need us to do after we've gotten one of these apart, and it's getting kind of expensive. They are supposed to be going away from that in the future, the next few years, where a lot of those will be self-calibrating and more camera systems that are like newer Teslas. They've gotten away from a lot of the sensors. They're switching over to a whole camera-based system, so everything's going cameras on those. But that's going to be the big thing, is the more these cars are driving themselves, the more sensors there are that have to be done correctly, set up and recalibrated and things like that to get them back to pre-accident condition. So beyond that, so all the cars, they're getting where they're driving themselves. They're supposed to get even smarter than that, where eventually they're going to start talking to each other. And that way every car eventually is supposed to know where every other car is on the road. So you won't even have to be in an accident. We're a long ways off, and from what I've read, the gap in between there's gonna be a lot more accidents actually until we get to that spot. So I mean, that's a ways off, but that's on the horizon, way out there. And then even past that, they're talking about people not even owning cars. Everything's gonna be Ubers everywhere. That way they can develop parking lots into other things, like a Walmart parking lot takes up a bunch of land, to park. If nobody ever has to park a car and they're all just moving all the time. That's the things that towns are talking about right now. It's pretty wild. But until all that happens, if you get in an accident, come see us and we'll get you fixed up.